To me, affordable housing is housing that somebody can afford, be it a family or an individual, without it interfering with them living their actual lives. That's not to say that it needs to be super inexpensive, it just means that it needs to not prevent them from doing the things they want to do and living the life they want to live.
Hi there. We're with the 2025 cohort of Leadership Fauquier. Over the past year, we've been researching the need for affordable housing in our county. We've spoken with real estate developers, community members, nonprofits, and political leaders.
We found that affordable housing has been a challenge for all walks of life, from our young professionals just starting their careers, to our school teachers and firefighters, to our senior citizens. This is a challenge for all. Here are a few of their stories.
Do you live in Fauquier County?
I do, yeah. I moved back here 2 years ago.
Okay. And what has your experience been moving back here with as far as affordable housing?
Well, my choices were either live with my mom, which was not an option in my 30s as much, or look for something that's halfway affordable. And $1,200, while I'm grateful for the place I live in, you know, it's not the best housing for me, but it was all I could get in town in the area with a dog especially, in short notice. And I was very grateful, but it's definitely more than a third of my income, and some months I have to scramble a bit to get the utilities together. If my income ever gets lower or expenses go higher, Mom's the only option I've got in the area, so, you know.
I think that it is not very accessible for young adults. I mean, I have a full-time job and I can't afford my car note, student loans, and rent. To have a one-bedroom apartment and the apartments available in Fauquier County, which are limited and few and far between for my age group, they are about $200 more than I make in a paycheck. So there's nothing for people trying to start their own life outside of their parents' house.
And Bryce, currently, are you renting? Do you own? Do you live with somebody?
I live with someone out of state.
Out of state? West Virginia?
West Virginia.
Are you trying to buy a house closer to work?
The optimal route would be to move closer to here, so that way when we do work, it's not so long of a drive to get to a commute.
Do you live in Fauquier County?
I do not. I currently live in Culpeper County.
Have you ever wanted to live in Fauquier?
I have. I grew up here my entire life, so this is where I work, this is where I live. I prefer to live here, so.
So have you looked around for housing in Fauquier then?
Yeah, I have. It's a little difficult to find younger generational, small family homes, single family homes. So it's kind of a difficult thing to find here in the county.
What would you say your biggest hurdle is?
Biggest hurdle is just finding the proper size home in the price point. I feel like there's a lot of single family homes and there's a lot of smaller townhomes and condos, but there's not as many kind of 1-2 bedroom type houses.
So do you live in Fauquier County?
I do. I've lived in Fauquier County for about 10 years, and I just recently left Vealton about 6 months ago and moved into Warrenton, so okay. Yeah. I am currently renting due to a separation, and I found it really hard to find a place that was affordable. I'm literally paying more for a 1-bedroom apartment than we paid for a 4-bedroom house. So it's very it's stark in difference. So, and it was hard, and this was probably one of the few places that was not necessarily in my price range, because now I'm working 2 jobs to pay for that.
So do you live in Fauquier County?
My parents live in Old Town on Culpeper Street-ish area, and I would love to live near them, but it's so unaffordable. They just built $700,000 houses, 4 of them right down the street from my parents. So what that means is eventually we're not gonna be able to afford the taxes for the house that we currently live in. And clearly I can't afford to buy a house in the area. So eventually I would like to make it back to Fauquier County when it's more reasonable and there's more jobs to support the kind of housing costs that are here. Maybe one day.
At the end of the day, it's up to each one of us who either live or work in Fauquier County to understand the need for more affordable housing right here in our towns and to reach out to our elected officials to advocate for action.